What's up, everybody? Sam Garcia here, architect from McAllen, coming at you with another video. Hope everybody's having a good day and that you're ready for a good weekend. Today's a Friday, and because it's Friday, I thought I'd do a recap of some of the things that I've been talking about this week. This week, I tried to touch on points that were relevant to people that are thinking about starting a business or have recently started a business or are just interested in the early phases and early kind of mechanics of starting a business. So there were a few things that we talked about this week, and I just want to kind of quickly recap them and kind of try to see if I can interrelate them. The first thing that I think is important and that we want to discuss is that if you're going to go into business for yourself, no matter what type of profession or service or product you're providing, well, the first thing that you have to do is you have to get into the right mindset before you go into business. It's not a decision to be taken lightly. It's not something to be done on a whim. It's not something to be done as something to think, oh, I'm just going to do it because I think it'll be fun. It takes a certain type of mindset. It's a serious endeavor if you want it to go well and if you want it to actually be successful. And so one of the ways to ensure your success or to set yourself up for success is to do as much prep work as possible, is to do as much behind the scenes legwork as you can, and to just be proactive about really thinking through your business and taking it seriously. One of the most important ways to take a business seriously is to actually treat your business as a separate entity from yourself. Just because you're in business for yourself, and if you're a solo operation or starting off as a solo operation, remember that there's the business and then there's you. And if you do create an actual separation mentally and emotionally, that will help you draw clearer lines and realize that your function as the founder of the business is to actually serve the business and to do what's in the best interest of the business. So it's useful to treat it as something separate than you, and also so that you don't internalize the success or failure or lack of success or rough times of your business and take it as something personal. Easier said than done sometimes, but important to develop a sort of healthy sense of perspective. You know, there's nothing good about overly wrapping your identity into one external thing. You know, we're much more than just the business that we own or the career that we have or anything like that. I mean, that's pretty common sense type stuff. In a startup phase of your business, especially when you right when you get going, one of the things that helped me out was the exercise of logging every activity I was doing, and being very, very meticulous and very detail oriented, especially at the beginning, about every single task that you accomplish for your business. The reason to do that is because you develop patterns, you see what's working for you, and you have a record and a record of accomplishment that is something that you can look back on, after the first week, 2 weeks, month, whatever the case might be, and realize that you are actually performing and doing something for your business, even if the external factors such as customers and projects and ultimately income isn't quite there yet. It'll eventually catch up to you. The other thing that we talked about is delegating, the importance of delegating, and how from the get-go, and especially in the early startup phases, this goes back to getting into the right mindset, how we want to build out the business from the beginning. Think about what it's going to look like as a somewhat finished product. Think about all the roles that you envision the business having to operate at peak form, right? It's probably not going to be right, and you'll learn along the way, and new ideas and new discoveries will change what your initial makeup and design for your business is going to be. But if you start with something and you have a goal and something to aim for and something like a sort of skeleton of what you want the business to look like, it will help you when it comes time to bring on additional people for those roles that you're filling out, which will consequently help you in delegating your roles and your functions in the business. Because at the beginning, you fulfill every function. As it moves forward and as it goes on in time, every time you bring on somebody, your day-to-day function should be less and less, so that eventually you get to a point to where you as the business founder are dedicating the vast majority of your time, if not all of your time, to those tasks which can only be done by you. If there are tasks that can be done by other people and that are not mission critical, you should delegate those tasks as early as possible. Now, I will admit I am not the best at that yet. There are still tasks that I handle on a day-to-day basis or on a week-to-week basis that I don't necessarily have to handle, but, work in progress and something that I'm trying to get better at. So these videos and what I'm saying is as much directed towards myself and something that I need to remind myself as I'm saying to somebody else. So I'm not perfect, nor do I have a perfect business, nor anything like that, but that's just, something to aim for. And then the last thing I talked about was as it relates to how to grow your professional network and how to become a known quantity in your particular community, in the place that you live, in the place that you work, and how it's important and how very fruitful the idea of giving back to your community and working in the nonprofit sector, working in community organizations, volunteering your time, donating your time, how important that is to getting your name out there and getting known among people that may someday eventually become your customers or may someday eventually refer customers to you. Not only that, personally, I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I think when you're supporting causes and you're helping organizations that, especially kind of in the nonprofit world, if it's something that you believe in, if it's something that you find satisfaction out of, I think it enriches your life. It's a way to bring balance to, your life, because there's more than just work and just your business. So it's a good way to kill a few birds with one stone, which is, rounding out your social life, meeting new people, meeting people that may eventually help you and on your business journey, and it's a good way to sort of put good energy out into your community, do good things for your community, become somebody who is known, become somebody who is a trusted person. There's opportunities for leadership and learning how to be a better leader, and there's opportunities to be of service. So it's a kind of a win-win situation all the way around. I would highly encourage anybody to do that, and it's certainly been something that's been beneficial in my life. So that's basically the recap of what I wanted to talk about this week. Again, in the early phases of a business, as you're getting into starting your business, there's a mentality that you need to adopt. There's a certain seriousness that you need to take to the task, and these are some tips and some ideas for how you might do that. Certainly the way that I've done it isn't the only way to do it. There are millions of successful businesses all over the United States and all over the world, and they certainly don't exactly follow my blueprint. This is just my journey and how I've done it. I am always willing to learn and would be interested to see if there are other successful ideas and tips and tricks and approaches that small business owners and business founders have used to grow and develop their business and consequently make their lives better. So, at the bottom line, I think there's a, sort of maybe the unsaid thing is the reason that you go into business for yourself is as a way to improve your life and to, better yourself socially and economically, and then you become a better person and you get to know better people. You get to know people and get to participate in life. So that's what I've gotten out of being a small business owner. It's been something that I wouldn't trade for anything. I think it's been quite an adventure, and there's always ups and downs, but thankfully there have been far more successes and victories than losses, but it's always a learning experience, and so that's kind of a recap of what we talked about this week. Over the weekend, I'll be thinking about what I want to start talking about next week. I think I have a few ideas, but we'll see what rises to the top. So anyway, wish everybody a good weekend. Thanks.